Everyone enjoys a good mystery. But what happens when a mystery never has a satisfying ending? Get ready to have the hair on the back of your neck stand on end, as these are the 10 unsolved crimes that continue to puzzle investigators. 10. Jameson Family. Bobby Jameson, his wife Sherilyn, and their daughter Madison vanished without a trace in October 2009. They left their home in Eufaula, Oklahoma to visit a 40-acre property close to Red Oak that they were thinking about purchasing. When the authorities learned of the family's disappearance, they discovered their dog still inside the family's truck, which had been abandoned in the woods. 4 years later, in November 2013, their skeletal remains were discovered. The police have been looking into their deaths for a while, but they still don't know what happened to this family. The medical examiner determined that their cause of death was unclear, and the case has since grown to rank among the strangest mysteries in American history. Their deaths and disappearance circumstances are still unknown. 9. Henrik Soyak. The 46-year-old Polish immigrant, who's referred to as the last man murdered on 9/11, was shot and killed on September 11, 2001, just before midnight. Besides the victims of the terrorist attacks, he was the only homicide victim in New York City that day that was documented. Many of the city's law enforcement officers were diverted that day to Ground Zero and other important locations throughout New York City, which is thought to have allowed his killer to escape unnoticed. Soyak's sister thinks someone might have mistakenly linked him to the terrorist attacks because he was speaking with an accent, wearing a backpack, and wearing camouflage clothing. Soyak was the target of a failed robbery, according to a retired detective who worked the case. 8. Libby German and Abigail Abby Williams. The shocking killings of two young girls on February 13, 2017, in the small town of Delphi made national headlines. Soon, disturbing audio that 14-year-old Libby had captured on her cell phone of a man saying down the hill, close to Monon High Bridge, where the friends were walking and where their bodies would be discovered the following day, came to light. Police used Libby's hazy photo of the white man wearing jeans and a blue jacket as their basis for a composite sketch of the suspect. Police have not provided any additional information regarding the killings. There have been about 30,000 leads so far, and although several people of interest have been named, no one has yet been accused of the killings. 7. Elisa Lam. The 21-year-old Canadian college student was last seen on January 31, 2013, at the Los Angeles Cecil Hotel. However, the infamously unsettling hotel security footage that documented the peculiar final seconds before her disappearance, let alone the other information that has since come to light, has only raised more questions than it has provided answers. Her tragic demise has remained a mystery ever since her body was found in the hotel's water tank on February 19th. Although the autopsy report found no signs of trauma, there was also the theory that she was murdered before drowning and died as a result. Nobody has ever been able to explain how she gained access to the roof, or managed to enter the water tank and lift the 20-pound lid by herself. 6. Molly Bish. The town of Warren, Massachusetts is still troubled by the unsolved murder of a 16-year-old girl. On June 27, 2000, Molly Bish arrived for her shift as lifeguard at Comins Pond, and then vanished. On that fateful day, Bish's mother remembered seeing a mysterious man loitering around the pond, but he was never able to be identified. Moreover, Bish's disappearance sparked the largest missing persons investigation in state history. However, it wasn't until June 2003 that her body was discovered, about 5 miles from her family's house. She wasn't given an official cause of death, but it has been assumed that she was murdered and buried there. Police were persistent in their search for a suspect, but the case quickly went cold. The disappearance and murder of Molly Bish are still unsolved as of 2023, but the family thinks the culprit is close at hand, even if that means there may never be complete closure. 5. JonBenet Ramsey. The 1996 murder of JonBenet Ramsey, a 6-year-old beauty queen, is arguably one of the most well-known unsolved cases in America. She was reported missing, but her body was discovered in the basement of her own home. Fingers were first pointed at close family members as potential perpetrators because her skull had been broken and she had been strangled to death with a garrote. However, DNA evidence soon exonerated her parents of any wrongdoing, and there was scant evidence against her brother. In the vicinity of JonBenet's body, a boot print that did not belong to a member of the family was discovered. The most likely point of entry for an intruder was thought to be a broken window in the basement. Numerous theories have been put forth regarding this contentious case, but none have resulted in justice or resolution. Even though the murder made headlines, the case is still open and unsolved. 4. The Isdal Woman. On November 29, 1970, a family discovered a burned body while hiking close to the Norwegian city of Bergen. Both the crime scene and the items that detectives discovered at a nearby train station had been cleaned of all identifying information. An autopsy revealed that the woman had taken an excessive amount of sleeping pills, had been carbon monoxide poisoned, and had been alive when she was first burned. A deeper look revealed she had used wigs and numerous fake passports to travel throughout Europe. It has been rumored that the Isdal woman was a Cold War spy, that she committed suicide, and that she was murdered, among other things. Sadly, there are a lot of questions that we might never have answers to. 3. The Boy in the Box. The Boy in the Box is one of many unsolved crimes involving kids that are among the saddest of all cases. A group of young people in a park discovered a box marked fragile in 1957. Kids being kids, they were curious and opened the box, but they didn't like what they saw. A baby boy, maybe 4 years old, was found dead inside a bassinet. The dead boy was only 30 pounds, stood about 40 inches tall, and had obvious signs of abuse. A black substance was discovered in his throat, and he also had several scars that appeared to be from some kind of surgery. It's horrifying to hear this on its own, but it gets worse. Nobody ever came forward to provide the child's identity. The box was tracked down to a local JCPenney, where the bassinet appeared to have been purchased. Police attempted to track down the bassinet by questioning the individuals they believed to be responsible. The boy's identity was discovered after 65 years. He was 4 years old when he died, and his name was Joseph Augustus Zarelli. His murderer, however, was never caught. 2. The Zodiac Killings. The notorious Zodiac killings are one of the most terrifying unsolved cases, especially since we still don't know who he is. Remember when it all started on December 20th, 1968? On Lover's Lane, a couple was fatally shot while riding in their car. The murderer went on the rampage over the following 10 months. He fatally shot a taxi driver, 2 people in a public park, and another man and woman close to a serene lake, before trussing up and stabbing them. But for the Zodiac, it wasn't just about murder. His favorite hobby was tormenting the police, journalists, and the general public with encrypted letters, delivered to the San Francisco newspapers. To prove his claims, he even sent a bloodied shirt, and he's well known for using his symbol to end every letter. The legend of the Zodiac continues to terrify people today, not only as a serial killer who got away with it, but also a narcissist who used his influence over the media and other people to sow chaos and fear. 1. The Black Dahlia. One of the oldest unsolved crimes in Los Angeles is the murder of Elizabeth Short, aka Black Dahlia, in 1947. Not only was it a heinous crime, but it is also proven extremely difficult to solve. In the years following the murder of the Black Dahlia, investigators, the media, and amateur sleuths alike have all dug deep into this unsolved case and come up with several strong theories. Even though we may never know who murdered the Black Dahlia, delving into the evidence in this case is as fascinating today as it was in 1947. People began to believe that the Black Dahlia murder was the result of a disastrous date, or that Short had met a sinister stranger while out alone at night. The investigation became unsolved as time passed and the case went on. The Black Dahlia murder case has remained unsolved for more than 70 years. But in recent years, a few fascinating and terrifying theories have surfaced. If you like this video, make sure you hit the thumbs up button and comment down below. And also, don't forget to watch more of our videos and subscribe to our channel.